I think I'm right on this, but I've also been told I'm abrasive and wrong. So maybe I should have handled this differently. I'm 25, female, and have cancer. I'm not gonna die. We caught it early enough to know that I will survive this. Chemo is annoying. I'm already sick of the G.I. Jane, Natalie Portman, Imperator Furiosa jokes after I shaved my head. The other night, I got phone calls from my sister and my cousin letting me know that our aunt, who is the most overzealous, narcissistic, self-absorbed woman we know, was planning on having the whole family show their support for my cancer diagnosis by getting everyone to shave their heads. Personally, I always thought this stunt was really stupid, and my sister and cousin are against this for a number of reasons. My sister is a flight attendant and just got off furlough, so she doesn't want to jeopardize her job by showing up to work with a shaved head when her airline has a very strict dress code. My cousin is a young girl, has waist-length red hair that makes her look like a ginger Rapunzel, and is already dealing with self-esteem issues. Her hair is the only thing she likes about herself, so shaving it off would destroy her mentally. They tried to talk my aunt out of it, but she wasn't budging. We think my aunt is doing this to get clout on social media, maybe even get an article in People. I don't know. Like I said, she will make anything about her. So, without naming names, I made this post on Facebook, letting everyone in our family know that the jig is up. The gist was that I don't want to see anyone shaving their heads in the name of supporting me just because I have cancer, especially when some of them were the ones behind the G.I. Jane jokes. Instead of doing something that would make them feel good about themselves, why not do something to make me feel good? Like, oh, I don't know, driving me to my appointments now and then, or helping around the apartment or cooking when I don't feel like Hot Pockets again. Just something to make my routine a little easier while I deal with the chemo side effects. Or even a lemonade stand will do, because this is America and our healthcare system is a joke. This backfired, and now many of my relatives, spearheaded by my aunt, are putting me on blast by calling me ungrateful. I should be happy to see that I have my whole family supporting me on my battle, barf, by doing this selfless act. They even went as far as to say that I was acting like a brat by saying they don't help out enough, and what I'm asking for is too much, even though they have done diddly squat since I got my diagnosis. So now my family, except my sister and cousin, think I'm an entitled idiot who is using her cancer diagnosis to get more out of them. And maybe I am an idiot for how I handled this. I need a second opinion. Not the idiot. I had cancer, so I'm sorry to hear that. I know firsthand it sucks. They're trying to make you feel like the idiot because they want to support you in the way they feel like supporting you. That's complete nonsense in my opinion. Forgive me if I'm making an assumption here, but it sounds like you have attention monsters on your hands here. They're unwanted and unneeded. It sounds like your aunt especially wants to talk about this when asked so people can say, "Oh, how nice of you to join her," so she can look good. It's crap and you really don't need it on top of this. You are not the idiot. You are the one with cancer. You are the one who needs the extra help. And guess what? Forcing a girl to shave her head is going to do what? Having your poor sister who just got her job back put that in jeopardy is going to do what exactly? Play the cancer card. I have cancer. Buzz off. This support is what people who don't want to provide actual help do to save face and gain social media points, just like you pointed out. You are not the idiot. Wow. If I were in your shoes right now, I'd be shaming everyone who's called you any names due to shaving your hair already, and for what they've since said about supporting you, or in this case, their lack of support. Aunt was just planning to enjoy the popularity she will get by her hair shaving stunt. Her ulterior motives became clear when you wanted her support in ways that does not benefit her. Cooking a bowl of soup maybe won't break Facebook-like records, but is surely more useful to you. Also, please don't allow them to shave your cousin's hair. How heartbreaking it would be to lose that beautiful hair. I, male 23, found a place to rent a month ago. Before that, I had issues coming up constantly with electricity, water, etc. My previous landlords were mean and disrespectful. The one I currently have is a good guy. He has an 18-year-old daughter who he introduced me to and offered that she comes over to clean up, but I politely declined. but they insisted, since her dad pays her to clean up other rooms in the building, so it's kind of a paying job for her. I said okay. She has a copy of the key that I didn't know about until later. No issues until she started redoing my room every single week, causing my belongings to get lost, or putting stuff like books I'm not even interested in, or candles with a strong scent, or a lamp that's too bright in my room. I brought it up with her dad. She apologized, but nothing's changed. Then she started hanging around the place and letting her dog in, causing a mess. I talked to her dad again, then she stopped. Recently, she started bringing me meals with ingredients that I'm allergic to. At first, I thanked her and gave the meals to my friends, but she kept bringing more. I explained that I have an allergy and unfortunately, I cannot eat her meals. But she didn't stop and started bringing desserts that contain the same ingredients. I was getting fed up with this. Yesterday, I came back to see she left a meal on my computer desk, and it was obvious I couldn't eat it because of my allergy. I called a friend to come take it, but he didn't come. I ended up throwing it in a trash can. She came in the evening and saw it. She looked upset and asked why. I told her why, but she threw a fit, saying it was incredibly awful of me to do this and that I had no respect for her. I blew up and told her to have some respect and stop going into my room, stop letting her dog in, stop bringing me meals. That's when she started crying and calling me an idiot. I couldn't take it. I called my landlord and told him I want to move out. He made excuses for his daughter's behavior and said I should have been calmer and more respectful and not cause her to cry. He said I shouldn't move out because he won't find a tenant easily in the area. I argued with him and insisted on moving out. I told this to my friends who disagreed, saying I was ungrateful and that the landlord's daughter was cute, but I was cruel and mean. They say I should stay, but I refused. You are not wrong. If you were a woman and a man was doing this to you, everyone would be telling you to get out immediately. They basically forced you to allow her to clean your home. And then she lets herself in whenever she wants. She's acting like she's your girlfriend. I would move out immediately because her behavior is obsessive. This is one of those times a well-placed Yelp/Google review will come in very handy. Dude lets his daughter come into the rooms, move things, and bring all sorts of allergies into the apartments. Do not rent from this guy as he thinks it's okay. Next, what in the name of God? This is not how a landlord/tenant relationship should work at all. The fact that this girl went from simply cleaning to rearranging your stuff to bringing you meals, it sounds awfully suspect that this dude is trying to hook you up with his daughter. Or she's trying to make herself out to be a good housewife or something. Either way, the boundary overstepping here is on an insane level. Ignore your friends because she's cute. It's not an excuse for her behavior. If I were you, I'd move out and just stop paying rent. If and when the dude calls you, just say you moved out and it's his fault for not respecting very typical landlord boundaries. You are not wrong here. I, female, am almost 20 years old. At the moment, I'm living with my parents. I would have moved out sooner, but global issue put me out of a job for a while. My dad and I butt heads a lot, and he has extreme religious beliefs about what men and women's roles should be in a household. This is just some background on the type of person he is. He likes to order people around, and it drives me nuts. A coworker of mine who studies psychology suggested that the next time he speaks to me like I'm a child, lesser person, I should stand up for myself. Cue today. We were going to an obscure family relative's birthday party at a park 30 minutes away. We were all getting ready to get in the car. My siblings were griping a little at each other, like we do, so my mom said to knock it off. Soon after, me and my little brother started to talk about the newest episode of WandaVision, best show in my opinion. When we started talking, I guess my dad assumed we were still arguing, so he said, "If anything else comes out of your mouths before we get in the car, you'll be in serious trouble." I explained to him, "Oh no, we're just having a normal conversation at this point, like it's no biggie." He looks me in the eye and says, "If anything comes out of your mouth again, you will be in serious trouble." At this point, I'm thinking, what kind of trouble? I own my own phone, my own car, pay my own bills, and everything else besides food. I cook meals for my family, which I think is enough to earn my own plate. What kind of punishment could I get? I thought about my coworker's advice, looked at my dad and said, I think I'm allowed to speak. The response, not if I tell you not to, you're not. I told him, no. He puffs up his chest, trying to be intimidating, and yells, be quiet. I coolly look at him and say, no. He freaks out and yells at me to get out. So I do. I'm surprisingly calm. My sister came out 15 minutes later and told me that my parents had been arguing and that my mom was afraid of me running away after my dad pointed at the door and yelled, get out. Do you think I made a mistake? I asked. She told me she thinks we were both idiots, but that I was being a brat because I eat their food and I should be grateful. My brother said that I do live in their house rent-free and shouldn't argue, but my dad was saying I would be in trouble for speaking. Imagine what he would do if I told him I was gay. Now I'm wondering if I should have obeyed and shut my mouth. I am a 20-year-old woman, but since I live at his home, does that give my dad the right to say that if he says so, I'm not allowed to talk? My parents came and got in the car after like 30 minutes of arguing, and we are just driving in silence. This is the first time I've really stood up to my father like this, and I'm wondering if I'm an idiot here. Am I? Not the idiot. It seems like he wants respect, but doesn't know that it's earned, not demanded. Tell him that if he treats you like a child, he shouldn't be surprised if you act like one. I'm not sure that OP was really acting like a child here, though. Standing up for yourself in a calm, polite manner is not what I call childish. Some people use respect to mean treating someone like a person, and sometimes they use respect to mean treating someone like an authority. And sometimes people who are used to being treated like an authority say, if you won't respect me, I won't respect you. And they mean, if you won't treat me like an authority, I won't treat you like a person. And they think that they're being fair, but they aren't. And it's not okay. You are not the idiot, OP. You are not wrong. You were having a normal conversation, and I'm assuming in normal tones that wouldn't indicate an argument. I grew up with the same type of dad that would randomly scream and tell us we weren't in line. I was your age when I stood up to him, when I came home from college for winter break. I wanted to leave and go spend time by myself. His exact words were, "You're not allowed to leave until the dishes are done." I told him, nope, I'm an adult and I'm visiting, not my responsibility. He threatened to punish me and I said, "What are you going to do, stop paying for my tuition? The last time I checked, I'm paying for it, not you." He threatened to call the cops if I left, and I just looked at him and left. I hope you can find another living arrangement. My ex, 25, female, and I, 27, male, were together about 6 months, but during that time, we were free to see other people. Things weren't working out, so we broke up. Over a month after that, she finds out she's pregnant and tells me the baby's mine. But I already knew she was seeing other guys, so it was also possible the baby isn't. She got mad that I was having doubts, but I said if we got a paternity test and it showed I'm the dad, then yeah, I'll be 100% involved. My ex didn't want that, and she'd rather wait until after the baby is born to get a test done. So I said that's fine, it's her choice, but I won't get myself involved unless I know the baby's mine. Like I already know I could be set up for child support if I start helping out now, and then later it's revealed I'm not the father. I live in the US and have heard this stuff happens a lot. I'd rather not even risk it, you know? She's about 8 months now, and I've started saving up money, reading up some books, making shopping cart list of baby clothes and furniture to buy in case I am the father. So it's not like I'm not preparing for this at all. So right now, money is tight with her, since I know she's only working part-time. She doesn't have the money for a baby bassinet or clothes because she practically lives paycheck to paycheck. She started asking to let her borrow money for baby stuff, but I've told her no. Far as I know, she doesn't have any other family she's close to, and friends are the same as her with money. But I already said I'll start giving her money and helping out once I know her son is mine. Otherwise, I'd rather not get involved. I've even told her to reach out to other guys who could also be the dads, but she said one is even more broke and the other one she hasn't been able to contact. So for right now, seems like I'm the only one actually able to offer financial support. We have a couple of mutual friends, and I'm getting crap from them because they know I have the money to help out. She could be the mom of my kid, so the least I could do is provide. They say they would if they had the money. Since I do have the means and this baby could be mine, I should already be helping. They have a point. The baby could be mine, and I'll be happy to help out once I know he is in fact mine. But everyone else is seeing it as I'm being too cold and inconsiderate. I don't think I am, but I want to know what others believe. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. You don't owe her anything until you're sure of paternity. And TBH, if she can't afford to have a kid, regardless of who the father is, she shouldn't be having a kid. Let's not forget either that I can reach one guy and the other is broke is her problem, and likely the only reason she's trying to peg OP as the father. I'm not sure why she would even want to keep a baby if she can't afford it, especially if 2 out of 3 of the possible fathers can't provide. I wouldn't want to be stuck paying for a kid that wasn't mine either. You actually have friends who want you to give money to an ex-girlfriend who could be pregnant with another guy's baby? Tell those people to give their own money, then wait for the paternity test. You are not wrong here. You are not the idiot. Based off of her behavior that you are describing, it looks like she is hiding something. In my opinion, based on your story, she knows that you're not the father and is trying to trap you because you have money. Get a court-ordered paternity test. My 34 male wife, 33, has a massive fear of being controlled. She's autistic and bipolar and had a very rough childhood. She hasn't spoken to any family members in years and becomes very distressed when they're mentioned. She very rarely talks about it, but her control issues stem from being treated as if she were mentally incompetent throughout her childhood and adolescence. She isn't a controlling person herself and is generally very easygoing, but when people try to make decisions for her or even offer suggestions, she cuts them out of her life completely. If anyone speaks to her in a condescending manner, she flies into a rage and cannot be calmed down. Several years ago, she made a living will, stating that she does not want life-saving medical treatment if she's severely injured or terminally ill, and that she wants no treatment if she's comatose or even unconscious. However, this will was never filed with the court, and she refuses to see doctors for any reason. A few weeks ago, she was in a bad car wreck and was unconscious upon arrival to the hospital before falling into a coma. I was informed by doctors that she would probably survive, so I told them to keep her alive and provide treatment. When she woke up and was informed of what happened, she was furious, and the first thing she said to me was, "Don't talk to me. Get out of my room. I'm divorcing you." She has since been released and is staying with her best friend, who called me to say that she's not angry she survived. She's angry that I disregarded her wishes. Apparently, this is related to her control fear. She's told me many times that if she's ever unable to care for herself, she wants to die. She was terrified of being severely brain damaged. My wife will not speak to me, and according to her friend, is proceeding with the divorce. I can't imagine life without her, which is why I authorized medical treatment in the first place. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot. At the end of the day, you disrespected and disregarded her wishes for your own personal desires. You didn't want to lose her and you lost her anyways. If you were in the healthcare field, she could sue you for knowingly going against her wishes. People saying OP is the idiot because he disregarded her wishes. Would you seriously refuse medical treatment for a loved one after doctors said the patient would probably be fine? I'm going to say he's not the idiot because it was a really stressful situation. It's not like he bought sushi after she asked for pizza. He literally had to make a life or death decision. That can't be easy. You are not the idiot. I'll be honest with you. Your wife sounds horribly toxic. She cuts people out just for suggestions? That's absolutely absurd behavior. Living wills don't apply in a situation like this. They apply in a case where the outcome of a medical emergency will cause what the patient deems as an unacceptable quality of life, like brain death or in late-stage cancer. Even if your wife had a living will, it wouldn't be relevant. The way you were treated was horrible.